Generation X. In general terms, those born between 1965 and 1980. Latchkey kids. Independent. Existentialism. Modern philosophy focusing on personal experience, human ability, and responsibility in an otherwise meaningless universe. We're the cause. This is the effect. We're the Gen Existentialists. Welcome in, my friends, to the Gen Existentialist podcast. My name is Scott.
And I'm Bunny.
And we are going to just jump right in and give Mega Wheel the Magnificent a spin. And hopefully she gifts us with a weighty topic with which to spend the next 20 or so minutes.
How can she do anything else?
Well, this is true. This is true. Okay, we've got one. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
And for everybody that's a longtime listener, you realize that one of the best parts of the show for me is to have a topic and a question, and to see Bunny across from me looking so innocent, so ready to take on the world, and he doesn't know what's coming. Bunny, how do you think the discovery of extraterrestrial intelligent life would impact society?
I don't think it impacted that much at all.
What?
Mm-hmm.
At all? No impact at all?
No, I didn't say no impact at all. I said not much of an impact at all. I think from Boomer even all the way up to the newest generations, we've been groomed.
You said from Boomer. I'm like, from Battlestar Galactica?
Yeah, exactly. We'll touch on that. I mean, I grew up watching stuff like that. I think most people grew up watching Star Trek or Battlestar Galactica or...
Say it.
Star Wars.
Yes.
Or any of the other myriad of space things out there, that we've kind of been groomed to deal with aliens, no problem. Now, of course, you have to ask the question, is it a friendly alien, or is it an indifferent alien, or is it a hostile alien?
This is simply extraterrestrial intelligent life. So by intelligent, I assume we're going to mean that we can communicate. They've showed up. Of course, it's just discovery.
Yeah.
Maybe we've received a radio signal.
Sure.
We don't know that they've actually... Because I think that would be the difference. If we actually knew that we received a signal from an intelligent extraterrestrial species, because that could be spun in so many different ways.
Sure.
Whereas if the alien showed up, they've obviously evolved way beyond us as far as technology, because they have interstellar travel, which we do not. We're not even close right now.
Well, unless they came from in our solar system, but we just didn't notice them until now.
They've been hiding behind Jupiter the whole time.
Besides Nirubu, or whatever the heck they call it, that's hiding behind the sun.
Yeah,
no, I mean, here's my cynical take. If it showed up and it wasn't something that was completely foreign to our intelligence, the first thing people would do would be try to figure out how they can have sex with it. That's my cynical take on the world.
Wait a minute. That's the first thing they would do. Not run in fear, not freak out, not consult their Bible, not consult their local biologist.
They would
immediately look to...
They'd immediately start making memes about it and see if there's a way that we can have sex with it.
Okay, I get it. You came from another planet, but where's your genitalia?
Yeah.
What are you... How many genders do you got? You think that's the conversation that we would have?
I think with some younger generations, probably. This is just from my experience on the internet. That seems to be the first thing anybody does whenever they see something weird, is they fetishize it.
I'll say it again. We've got to get you on some different websites, man. I don't know what you're looking at, but holy God.
So what's your take on all this?
I think it would have a just horrible, deleterious effect on everything in society, because so much of society is based on just the way we're told things are, the way we think things are, from a religious perspective, from a theological perspective, how folks that are in organized religions are told things are. I think the discovery of extraterrestrial intelligent life would shatter a lot of the basic cultural precepts that we've got. And I think it would be awful for a while, because typically when you scare a bunch of human beings all at once, it's not good. It turns into, it's just like any other emergency. Picture the latest tornado warning that you were part of and you had to shelter in place with people. It's fucking chaos. It always is. Every emergency turns into chaos, and there are just those few people that know what to do that turn into shepherds. But with something like this, chaos. That's what I would foresee.
All right. I just think people would be trying to have sex with it, probably.
Yeah, so those are our counterpoints on that.
Yeah.
People are either going to try to have sex with it or run around chaotically in total fear of it.
Yeah, maybe 50-50.
Well, okay, picture it. And for those of you listening, you're not in my studio right now. Turn to your left, sir, and picture Barkwin Dan from the modal nodes over there, the action figure, fully posable, I might add, in the original packaging. Picture
It's like a comic book guy moment for the day.
Picture him showing up and starting to play his musical instrument there to you. I can't remember the name of the instrument.
It doesn't matter.
Barkwin
It's some
plays.
tooty horn thing.
Yeah. Picture him showing up and starting to play for you. What do you think the people around you would do? Do you think they would try to have sex with him?
No, I think they would immediately go online and try to make a profit from him or to fetishize him, sure.
That's actually a fair point. Okay,
Yeah,
let me change my answer. Everybody would pull out their phones
Uh-huh.
and start shooting video and try to be the first one to put it on TikTok.
And if they had really big boobs or something, they'd stand in the video
in
too
front of
and
it,
go like,
yeah.
"Oh my God, look at this alien! He almost touched
Yeah.
me."
Yeah.
It'd be something like that.
That's a fair point.
Yeah, I mean,
That's a fair point.
It's funny. Somebody did an AI of crazy natural and unnatural disasters.
What?
They did this AI video of different people, and they had influencers standing around in the middle of these disasters with their phones doing TikTok videos while all this craziness was happening all around them, and people were dying in the background and stuff.
Yeah.
I think that may happen if
Yeah.
something as wild as an alien intervention happens.
Yeah. Well, if there's a way in which the world has changed dramatically for us as Gen Xers, it's this. Like everything from the innocuous dash cam video to disasters where somebody or a bunch of people on the street have their phones out, not calling 911, shooting video of what's happening. It's because we have people doing that and we see all of that now.
Yeah.
The same shit happened 40 years ago, but not everybody had a camera in their pocket. Not everybody was recording it, and there wasn't any forum to upload that stuff. We've got that now. And that, I think, and we're going back to like the topic of the last episode or the one before now, is that a positive thing or a negative thing? Like if aliens showed up, I'm an alien and I show up, and I'm trying to make contact with humanity. I'm scared of you all. You have nuclear weapons. You try to destroy each other all the time. I'm hoping you don't try to kill me. I show up and nobody's listening to me. You're all just recording me. I'm probably going to turn around and go home like they're monkeys with little things in their hands. They're not worth our time.
Depends on the alien's attitude. If I'm here to eat cattle, then by all means, look at all this buffet in front of me. I just have to get that plastic thing out of their hands before I eat them.
Yeah, to serve man.
Yeah.
One of the best TV shows ever, by the way. So let me add another aspect to that, and I touched on it, like organized religion, spirituality, that kind of stuff. Would that self-image of humanity hold up if we knew for a fact we weren't alone in the universe anymore?
I think it would evolve.
But would it hold up? Would it be able to evolve? Because you're talking about precepts that have been, the structure has been there for hundreds, if not thousands of years.
Depends on which religion we're talking about.
Pick the majors: Christianity, Islam, Judaism, all of them.
I think the Jews would be fine with it. I think Islam would have a very hard time because they can't even, get with modern times in a lot of ways. There's still a lot of modernity that they struggle with. I think Christianity, depending on which sect it is probably just either going to evolve into a newer testament and keep on rolling, or it's going to freak out and do an Islam thing, where they hold up and they deny it. I think it's very easy in a lot of religions to turn around and paint something that they don't understand as a demon or an angel.
Yeah, that's fair.
And that's a way to explain away things that, like maybe aliens. I mean, I see that now on forums even where people talk about, aliens are nothing but demons from another dimension.
Where are you? Okay, I want your search history.
I just
want to start. I want to start hanging out in the same places because I don't see any of this stuff, and I really want to.
It's amazing because there's thousands of people on these places.
That's fascinating.
Yeah,
really.
I think that's a good way to explain away if you are a religion that you just immediately paint it as either something good or something evil.
Picture this: alien race lands. They've been watching. They've been intercepting radio, TV, all these signals for years, monitoring, recon. They land, and they decide whichever one is the first one off the ship. They choose a name, a human name, and they choose the name Jesus.
They would probably choose the name Mohammed because it's the most popular name on the planet.
Either one.
Yeah.
But I mean, they choose a name that will immediately either indoctrinate them or make them an enemy. There's so many different ways you could go with this.
Sure.
I'm having film scripts bloom in my head as we talk about this. Does it change things? The presentation of the aliens.
Of course. I mean, we were discussing earlier if an alien showed up and looked completely foreign.
Yeah.
Something that we couldn't comprehend. Let's say they were made of silicon.
Right.
Or they were a giant plant or a big giant squid that floated through the air or something that was completely alien. Sure, that changes everything. They could be the nicest thing on the planet. If it shows up and it's a blob, it's scary as hell, I remember reading a sci-fi story ages ago where there was an alien race that were essentially giant blobs, like human-sized blobs.
Like gelatinous cubes?
Yeah, just basically they're just gooped around, but they could speak the language of the other aliens. Mm-hmm. And there was a love affair between a humanoid alien and a blob. It was very strange, but it was one of those things where it's like, okay, I mean, this is a very friendly blob.
I can't remember the name of the character, but on the Orville, Norm Macdonald was the voice of a blob.
Okay.
Yeah.
So but if you look scary, if you look like a giant spider, and you come out of the spacecraft and you're like, hey, how's it going, everybody? I'm cool.
Half the people are going to grab the can of Black Flag.
Yeah. But I mean, if you look like the people from V or Alien Nation or something where, or any of the myriad lazy characters from the Star Trek universe where they just have
shots fired,
a bridge on their nose or a bridge on their head or some sort of lump on their face, I mean, it's, it's a lot easier to take.
Yeah, I would agree. Do you think that as part of this, we've made contact with an intelligent extraterrestrial species? Do you think we would see any kind of renaissance of like art and storytelling, or would the total chaos take hold? Do you think it would be a positive influence or a negative influence?
It's also situational. It depends on how the presentation is presented. I mean, how the alien presents itself.
Yeah.
If it presents itself as some higher species like a Vulcan or something who's bringing new technology and new art and music to the world, then of course there'd be a renaissance.
Yeah.
Everybody'd be trying to isn't there a way I can sample this into my shitty rap track? You know, some sort of alien toot machine, you know? Is there a way I can capitalize on this? But, you know, if they show up and they're completely foreign and bizarre, then yeah, I think you'd have a little bit of chaos.
Yeah.
You'd have a little bit of fetishization. You'd have all sorts of weird,
Back
you know,
to
like
the fetishes.
I'm telling you, it's not just sexual fetishization. You know, it's that fascination with a foreign culture. You see it in today's world where people are absolutely fascinated with cultures that are completely alien to their own, really.
Yeah.
So,
but isn't that... I was about to say, isn't that good? And specifically, probably not. But the acceptance and the interest in...
It was good when we were kids and in Generation X. It's not good for the younger generations, apparently. It's a sin now. But I remember every Halloween party I went to, I stood next to somebody dressed as an Indian and somebody dressed as, you know, in a sombrero and stuff like that. This was not a big deal.
Yeah.
You know, somebody dressed as a ninja. I mean, there were all types at our parties. Talk about diversity.
Yeah. And I guess the same thing goes for like governments as far as spinning the news. It really depends on the aliens themselves, how they presented themselves.
Yeah.
If you're an alien species and you're going to land, knowing what you know of humanity from having done recon, do you present yourselves or yourself to the average people in a group setting first or to a government? I know my answer.
No, it depends on how powerful I am.
Again, you've made it here. You are evolved well beyond
I would
us.
probably go to some very isolated tribe somewhere and present myself to them first.
Yeah.
Because the governments are known to, you know, dissect you and everything else, you know, and try to coerce you into agreements and stuff like that. I don't know if that would be.
I'm going to Iceland.
Oh, okay.
Just because, like, the people seem cool. It seems like a good place to start.
It's hot springs and hot women.
Hi, this is who we are. We came to you first because you seem like some of the more logical, kind, empathetic people
less
on this.
Weapons than most of the other
less
people.
weapons on this weird world. If you would be our emissaries to make contact with other peoples, let them come here to us. We'll just hang out in that big field over there, and cool. Any questions? Ask them. I'm certainly not going to sit down in the middle of Hoboken or Indianapolis and expect to be treated well simply because, again, humans in large groups, when things don't go well, turn to chaos. Just my take on that.
All right.
Do you think if we suddenly discovered actual extraterrestrial life, and instead of a physical form now, let's say it was a broadcast transmission, something that we could understand, it's not malevolent, it's not benevolent, it's just a contact thing, do you think it would really change much overall?
No, not at all. I think the first thing that would happen would be a glut of people trying to prove that it was fake.
Yeah, I would agree.
You know, oh, AI created that. Oh, somebody made that in their basement. Blah, blah, blah. I can do the same thing. And then you'd see a bunch of fake versions pushing whatever agenda that person wanted to push.
Yeah.
And you see that now. I mean, with AI programs like Lyre or Lyrebird.
I don't know what that is.
A few others where you can mimic voices. So,
oh, God.
You know, and you'll see, oh, so-and-so said something really bad. Well, so-and-so's pushing my agenda, and it's fake, you know. But it's getting harder to figure out now. I think it would be, I mean, do you trust your government? If the United States government came to you, or the Russian government, or the French government, or whoever came to you and said, hey, we got this transmission from an alien, would you believe it, or would you say, oh, it's another false flag?
I'll be real honest with you. I don't trust any group of people bigger than like 5 or 6.
Okay.
So, no.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of people would immediately chalk it up to, oh, it's Project Bluebeam, or, one of those where it's like, oh, it's just another distraction. Because, I mean, how many government people have we had come forward so far, like military people and that, who I have evidence of UFOs in the ocean, coming out of the ocean, and they're flying their UAPs now instead of UFOs
and
over the landscape and blah, blah, blah. And it doesn't change anything. Who cares?
No. And a lot of those, with the evidence that is actually presented, some of it such as it is, you're like, yeah, none of that smells wrong. So it's probably true. Nothing I can do about it.
Exactly. I mean, there was a thing in, I guess it was New Mexico or somewhere out in Arizona. It was in the deserty state that just happened like 2 or 3 years ago, where there was supposedly a family that called and said there were giants wandering around in their backyard, and they saw lights and there were aliens, and it was a big deal for like an hour or two.
Yeah.
And then it just quietly disappeared and nobody talked about it anymore. Mm-hmm. And I mean, that is something where, oh, geez, the skinwalkers are out and they're eating my baby, the dingo, whatever, and nobody cared because
are there
everybody.
Dingoes in Arizona?
I don't know. Dingo aliens ate my baby. It's one of those things where that was a story that came out and people just ignored it as like, well, it's probably fake. Well, who cares? Or, oh, we saw triangular ships over, in Chile, flying through the air like slabs, Oh, no. Here's video of it. Did anybody care? No. Who cares? That's probably a government ship. That's probably a test aircraft. Who cares? So that's where I kind of get that attitude of, unless they showed up and they looked like the aliens from Alien,
right, and
were terrifying and were immediately hostile, I don't think anybody would care.
That's a fair point. Let me turn this on its head as we wrap up this episode. Mm-hmm. Do you think, with literally this entire episode has basically been a condemnation of humanity, and very valid, rightly so. I don't think anything that we've said has been far off the mark from what would really happen. Do you think that we, as a world society, because it won't be just one country, if this happens, it'll be a lot of people working together. Do you think we will ever actually be able to attain interstellar travel?
Yes.
Really?
Mm-hmm. If it's something, here's the thing. If you flush the ballast, that's a terrible way of saying it. But if you stop spending all of your time and money on
bullshit,
lost leaders,
yeah,
and you really want it, you can achieve interstellar travel. There's a number of ways that they've already come up with that are very feasible. But you got to want it.
Yeah.
And you got to have a majority poll on that, or you have to stop spending money on things that never go anywhere and put your money towards something that you want. Unless there's a material reason for interstellar travel, I don't think we'll see it.
Yeah.
But the first time they say, oh, there's gold in them there planetoids or asteroids or whatever, and it's in the next galaxy over, and it's so much platinum and so much gold and so much lithium that it would boggle the mind, and whoever gets it is going to be the richest person in the universe. You'll see interstellar travel in 5-10 years.
Yeah. See, I think the greed factor and the fear factor, the fact that so much of our time, money, and R&D is spent still on finding new and different ways to kill each other. That's
where the money is.
Yeah, I know. And that's the problem. That's the problem. Until the money is pointed toward bettering us, bettering humanity.
I've wondered about that because they talk about asteroids and comets and other things containing many things that we need.
And we can land on them. We can sample now. We've
even
gotten
the moon
that far.
Has materials that we could use. It has tons of hydrogen, helium, all sorts of things underground, theoretically. They've been developing drones and robotics for years now. And I think that's where you're going to have squadrons of robotic drones that go out and they mine things.
Yeah.
And they put it in some little base, either in space, geosynchronous orbit, or on the moon or someplace, and then they funnel it back to us.
Yeah.
Now I'm wondering why that hasn't happened already. Is it because global markets, let's say, people who own the majority of the gold or own the majority of rare earth elements or other things, diamonds, whatever, are pushing against that not happening because that really disrupts their... I mean, what
Sure.
happens when you can bring down 3 times as much gold as the earth has on it?
Gold loses value.
Loses its value, boom, you know. They
Yeah.
lose all their money. It's the same reason why we don't see cars that drive on, hydrogen or water.
And that was the funny thing too, like hydrogen batteries for forklifts had about a 2 or 3 year period where it was like the next big thing and it was going to be great. They've disappeared.
Sure.
They've disappeared again.
Mm-hmm.
Literally, your only output from that type of battery was water.
Yeah.
That was it. They didn't off gas. You didn't have there were hazards. Don't get me wrong, but it could have been great, and they just kind of disappeared. And now we're using lithium ion.
Oh, how convenient.
Yeah, and I don't understand that. Why did we go from standard lead acid battery to potentially hydrogen cells? Great. To lithium ion. Yikes.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't get that. But
And, the best way to acquire lithium ion is to start a war.
Mm-hmm.
Or it's to land grab in the United States and throw people off their property and tear up large swaths of land.
Yep.
Either way, people are getting rich off of it. So,
yeah. And I think that human greed is why interstellar travel, until something huge happens, there's no way.
I said just put a price tag on it and somebody will, put dollar signs out there in space and somebody will suddenly figure it all out, oh, gee.
And on that happy note, wherever you're listening to this, please share it with folks. Like, subscribe, and leave us comments. Leave us your thoughts on the show, and we may touch base with you, and maybe we could even have people on as guests and stuff too. Until next time, this has been the Gen Existentialist Podcast. My name is Scott.
And I'm Bunny.
We'll catch you next time. Have a good one.